Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Magic Maker project for hobby hoppers. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Steph Williams. I'm a paper crafter and card maker from Queensland, Australia. Today I have this adorable project to share with you and I can't wait to show you how I made it, so let's get right into it. Now, I was clearly a little bit excited when I started this card that I didn't do my usual flip through of the products that I use. And there's really not many with this one anyway, but I did just pop up a picture of the Wheelie Great Day stamp set, as that is what this card features. Now, I've got a real thing for rainbows this month, so we're going with a rainbow background. And this one is so simple to recreate. All I'm using is the ticket stamp from this stamp set, and I'm going to be using it over and over again in some gorgeous lawn fawn colours. I do recommend that you don't do it exactly like I did it here. Learn from my mistakes. I decided to start stamping all over the card when really I should have started with a cluster in the middle and then worked my way out to fill in the gaps. So instead I was kind of left with some big clunky gaps I was trying to squeeze this ticket into. But that's okay because I have some ways to fix that up too. But for now, while I am filling out this background, I thought now is the perfect time to talk about Hobby Hoppers. So if you're unaware of what Hobby Hoppers is, it is a small business that I work with on the creative team to show off the gorgeous products that Trish stocks for her online store. And while I mostly show off lawn fawn things because they're my favourite, Trish also stocks a very wide range of crafty supplies. I'll ensure that everything I use today will be linked in the description box for this video so that you can find everything on the Hobby Hoppers website. But I do encourage you to check out all the other stuff, or maybe I should say enable, because I've been accused many times of being an enabler for many of my crafty friends. So you might see some of the other products from Hobby Hoppers in this video. My white Gelly Roll pens, they're my favourite, they make an appearance in every single video. And my watercolour pigments that I use for the background to make them nice and sparkly and shiny. As you can see, I'm nearly finished up here with these little tickets. And once I'm done with them, I'm then going to also grab a couple of those little sentiments that fit perfectly within this stamp and stamp them with the same colour as the ticket so that they're all part of the same rainbow background. I'll leave you with a little bit of music as you watch this come together. Now, while that did seem like a little bit of work, I promise you it was a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll agree that the background is so cute. These pastel rainbows are just so pretty, and I think that's why I incorporate them on so many of my cards. I just can't get enough of it. So what I'm going to do here is use a little stamp from that set. It's a little star, and I'm just going to start filling in the background a little bit, trying not to get the same colours too close together. And while I like the look of that, this card still feels like super bright stark white. And I felt like I could do a little bit better with the rainbows. So what I'm doing here is smooshing just a little bit of each of my little lawn fawn inks on my craft mat. I'm going to add just a little bit of water with my paintbrush and I'm going to flick it all over the top, filling in all those white spaces. I feel like this is just the best way to have everything tied nicely together. In case you were wondering what coloured inks I was using, here they are. I do believe most of them are currently available in the Hobby Hoppers shop. And of course, my favourite at the end, I'm going in with just a little bit of the white gold watercolour pigment for that sparkle. Now if you hadn't noticed already, this card front does have a piece of vellum on it to mute just a little bit of that background so that my sentiment can stand out. The problem with vellum then is that it's tricky to decide where to put glue so that you don't see a big glob of dried glue on the back, or glue tape. They all just show right through that clear piece. So what I'm doing here is colouring in just a few little stars that I've stamped with some black ink, and I'm going to cut these out and use them as my places to hide the glue. So something I didn't mention before was that my large background piece is cut with the largest of the stitched rectangle dies. That seems to be pretty typical with all the cards that I make, as it fits my card bases perfectly. And this rectangle here that I've cut with vellum is from the second largest one, so it takes up a fair amount of space of that background. And what I'm doing here is using my grid mat underneath that vellum to neatly line up the word ticket that I've cut from Henry's ABC dies, which also makes an appearance in most of my videos lately. And once that's done, it's time to stamp the rest of my sentiment. So using some black ink, I'm stamping out the sentiment, "You're just the," and then at the bottom I'm going to use the "for me." So I'm leaving out the word ticket as I'm stamping because it's already been enlarged and is the feature of our card front. This ink did take a little while to dry on the vellum, but it is able to be touched now. If you're looking for something that will dry quickly and is nice and clear and dark, I'd probably recommend maybe a StazOn, but it will stain your stamps. Before I start adhering this piece to my background, I'm just going to add some white details on my letters, just to give them a little bit of dimension and to make them a bit brighter. And then what I'm doing here is just adding some of this tape runner to the backs of my letters to adhere it in the center. And then from there I can work out all the other points where I need to glue my vellum. So I try my best to kind of distribute them evenly around the edges, and then I use my PVA glue to put a dot under the vellum and a dot under my star, and I feel like that gives it more than enough hold where it's not going to move or peel up. I add some double-sided tape to the back of my card front and then remove the backing to adhere it all to a card base. And once they're adhered together, this card is complete. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to check out Hobby Hoppers and all the links in the description for the products that I used today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.